this. Donald Trump responding to the protesters who stormed a New York City hotel ahead of the GOP gala last night. Roll that tape.
That's the woman right there. She's probably on the... Am I right? Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. Very nice. I don't know who the hell she is. I know she's not a protester. She's on my side. And she's certainly not a paid... I'll tell you what. You take a look outside. These are paid protesters, folks. They've got the most beautiful signs made from a factory. They're all printed out. They're handed. It said, if you want any information on the sign, please call this number. What kind of crap? We want... If they're real protesters, we want those signs made in the basement.
Well, look who's here. Daniel Altschuler, managing director of Make the Road, one of the leaders of the anti-Trump protests. Welcome to the show, Daniel. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Did you have signs outside last night that were made in a factory? Or...
Some of our grassroots members had signs that they made in their homes and in community spaces. This was a tremendous grassroots groundswell against the rhetoric of hate and divisiveness that's been brought into the political campaign.
Well, you got your talking points out right from the very start. That was very good, Daniel. Very good. Now, before we got on the air, I was asking, are you a communist or are you a socialist? And you said, no, none of the above. I am a social democrat. Is that correct?
I personally identify as a social democrat. I know a lot of the folks, there's a wide range of ideologies at the protest yesterday.
You want to make America more like Europe. I mean, social democracy rules in Europe, and you want that here. Is that accurate?
I think the people like me who were out there yesterday want to make sure that America is working for working class people, for communities of colors.
Like Europe. I mean, Bernie Sanders is a social democrat. You're a social democrat. You want to make America like Europe.
I think it's certainly the case.
More taxes, more spreading it around, more... That's it.
It's certainly the case that certain European countries have robust social welfare states that ensure that there's a strong safety net for poor and working class folks.
They're bankrupt.
Like Greece?
They're bankrupt.
That's not true of all European countries.
Not all of them. Hell of a lot of them. They're bankrupt.
The truth of yesterday's protest is that what we were calling for a hate-free New York. We've seen divisive and hateful rhetoric.
I want to know what you're for. I know you're against Trump. I've got it. I've seen it.
We're for an America that welcomes all immigrants. We're for an America that welcomes people irrespective of their religion or race or creed. We're for an America that works for working-class people. And what we've seen...
How about Europe? Europe welcomed 1 million North African migrants and now has closed the door and wants to get rid of them because it's not working. No?
America is a country of immigrants. We have a long-standing history of welcoming millions of immigrants and being able to integrate them effectively.
Yes.
And we need to be able to continue to build on that record. Cities like New York, and the reason that in New York...
Europe, which you want to make America more like...
Your words, not mine.
You're a social democrat, aren't you? Bernie Sanders is a social democrat. You support Bernie Sanders. He wants to make America like Europe, and he said so. Denmark or Sweden.
There are certainly admirable traits about all these countries, but we recognize, I mean, I'm a political scientist by training. We recognize that each country is different. What we want to make sure is that in this country, we have a politics that is free of hate and division. And that's not actually just about Donald Trump. It's also about the candidacy of Ted Cruz. It's also about the candidacy of New York State GOP politicians who are running on explicitly anti-immigrant platforms and sending out anti-immigrant mailers to try and win special elections next Tuesday.
Okay.
So there's a lot at stake.
No, look, you're an articulate spokesman for your cause, and I respect that.
Thank you.
Come on back anytime you like, okay?
Absolutely.
Daniel, thanks a lot.
Thanks.